Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of 2 Cents Plus, your gaming and anime HQ. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the gaming industry and talk about some of the business practices and stuff that are going on, especially with this most recent release of Sea of Thieves. Based on the reviews and everything that I've been seeing, there's something that needs to be discussed. I usually don't do videos like this on this channel, but I'm actually thinking about branching out and doing more opinion pieces about just the general state of gaming and what's been going on. So if you guys enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up and like it and share the video, and I'll do more. So let's get into it. Now, when you look at all the reviews for Sea of Thieves right now, you keep hearing the same recurring things. Lack of content. The game is unfinished. More content is coming. Not enough bang for your buck. There's so many things, that people are saying right now about this game having a lack of content. And this concept is not new, especially in this generation of gaming. It is very common for us to receive unfinished games with the promise that they will be finished over time, and then we get sold some complete version of the game for the regular price that it should have been sold at in the first place a year later. This is a very troubling trend, something that has been very annoying for me and a lot of other gamers, because it almost forces you to have to wait a year for the game to come out if you want to play the full game. And it's not fun, it's not enjoyable, and it's not something that that's beneficial to gamers really at all, especially when it comes to annual releases, because by the time that next year comes and that next game comes out, the old game is old and none of it matters. So if you're a YouTuber, you have to buy each one, and you have to wait for content to trickle out in this incomplete game. And some games are more complete than others, and can be a decent final product, and they're adding DLC to it later, which is understandable to a certain degree. But I think this concept has been pushed too far and blown completely out of proportion. What really bothers me, though, is the apologetics that is tied to all this, especially from the consumers. The fact that people are 100% content with buying a game that's not complete, with the promise of eventually getting a game that is. And that promise is not always fulfilled, mind you. So full price, we're talking full retail price for a game. A AAA price, $60, $70 for a new game, and it's not complete. And it baffles me that people are fine with this. It's unbelievable, actually. Especially when you're getting a game that can't provide you with more than, a few hours of entertainment. This also got me thinking about why a lot of the most successful companies are the slimiest and most underhanded companies. And what I've essentially came up with is these people, as opposed to preying on or looking into what drives players, what gives players enjoyment, what makes games fun for them, what the player wants, they prey on your vulnerabilities. They think about all the weaknesses that us as human beings have and the things that we are easily falling prey to, and they manipulate those behaviors to craft their game. And it's really fucked up. And some people will argue and say, well, you shouldn't fall into those traps and support those games, but these are vulnerabilities that human beings have had for a long time. So like the addictive behavior when it comes to like gambling and loot boxes and putting things to chance, and the kind of desperate attempt to hold on to some type of hope that eventually things will get better, enticing people with these incentives and things that feel like they're a really big thing but end up being ultimately useless when it comes to pre-order incentives and things like that. And they literally craft their game around those vulnerabilities, and they prey on people as opposed to trying to actually give them an experience that they will enjoy. So the situation I'm going to put forth now is going to be hypothetical. But if this does take place, then this is a prime example of exactly what I mean. Kingdom Hearts 3 has been in the works for a very long time, an extremely long time. People have been waiting for this game forever. Now, there have been numerous Kingdom Hearts games that we've released that had no such thing as DLC or added content or anything like that. Anything that you had to wait for or get later. Full games. You buy the game full price, you beat it, you're done. That's it. Now, if for whatever reason, after all this time of development, the new Kingdom Hearts comes out with a season pass and they got a bunch of new stuff that you can get later, then this will be the ultimate shining example of the fuckery that is going on in the gaming industry right now. There is no excuse for this game not to be complete at this point. There's no reason. As long as it has been, there is literally no reason for them not to be able to give you the entire game at once. The only excuse for there being DLC and everything like that is the fact that they took those parts out and are planning on giving you the rest of the game later, because there is no reason for that game to come out incomplete. It just doesn't make any sense. But they'll find a way to siphon more money out of you. And, you know, we're talking $60, $70 for a game, plus $20 season pass, plus whatever DLC and possible loot crates and stuff that they add into it. And all this stuff adds up. And we're, like I said, we're getting to the point where people are becoming complacent. People are becoming okay with this. And I can't understand how, as a consumer, you can support being cheated out of your money. I just don't get that at all. Now, with any luck, that little hypothetical that I put together won't become a reality. We'll get a full game that is completed and ready to play, and we'll be able to play that whole game. Maybe they'll have some cosmetic microtransactions, because at that point it's just standard at this point that doesn't really interfere with the game, and we can kind of go from there, and that would be great. But that's not the time that we're living in right now. Hopefully I'm proven wrong, but the last couple Final Fantasies have pretty much shown that they are taking this thing full force. You know, they're going on with this whole season pass, adding extra content later type of setup, and I don't like it. Unfortunately, there are games that I really want to play that I really know are good, and I'll get them because I know that they'll be good, like Monster Hunter, for example. They will be releasing monsters and more content, you know, over time. But that game gave you 50 plus 60 hours worth of content, which is typically what you're used to getting from a game. So that's not too bad, you know what I mean? And I still don't like the idea of content still coming out afterwards. But at this point, it is a cheap way for them to extend the life of the game, which, like I said, as long as it's not done as disgustingly as some of these other companies are doing it, it's not super bad. You know, it can be forgiven and it can be implemented properly, but on the overall, it's just not something that I really like, or that I would like to see get taken any further than what it is right now. But anyway, this is to start a conversation, so I'd like to hear what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Did you play Sea of Thieves, and what do you think about it? Do you think that the price point is justified, even if you like create a Microsoft account and get it for $10? Because even then, I don't think it's worth it. And what do you think of this this increasing push for developers to release half-finished or almost quarter-finished games with the promise of releasing content later on? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like button if you liked it, and hit that share button if you loved it, and I will see you guys on the next one.